Hi, this is James for Tabletop Gaming Guild, and today we're going to look at a special button-shy game, Time Travel Entertainment Inc. And this is going to be one of the unique games from, well, most all button-shy games are very, very unique, but I'm just saying this is going to be unique from the overall button-shy theme, where you play 18 cards in a very structured either solo or multiplayer game. And this one's going to be an RPG game. I have gone over a couple of these. This is going to be the final one that I go over. This is going to be one that is going to be set in basically any theme that you actually want. In this game, you're going to be trying to resolve the hilarious antics, potentially, or serious antics of the bots that are sent back into the past to complete a specific objective. You're going to be able to set up the premise of this, what the bots are, what year they went to, what they're going to be doing, and throughout the game, you're going to be trying to accomplish that. So let's go ahead down to the table. I'll show you how this game plays, and then we'll come back and I'll give you my final thoughts. All right, so we're going to look at Time Travel Entertainment Inc. The year is going to be 2754. The multimedia conglomerate Time Travel Entertainment Inc. uses its proprietary technology to deploy its patented actor bots anywhere in time and space. With a complex goal and a minimal programming, the hapless bots are turned loose for the audience delight. Each installment of their unscripted adventures is broadcast to trillions of eager viewers, hungry for screens of a heroic triumph and hilarious failure. So, in addition to the 18 cards that come in this game, you're also going to need a six-sided die. So any six-sided die is going to be fine, but you will need a six-sided die for this game. Before play begins, all players must agree together on what premise of their robot adventures in this game will be. To do this, they must answer three simple questions. So you're going to need to answer these three simple questions before the game starts. Where did they travel to? What year did they travel to? What are they trying to do? The players may together answer these questions as specifically or broadly as they wish. Each player will then select a robot type, and there's going to be like 6 robot types, and they're separated by color in here. So each of the players is going to pick a robot type. Any robot type not picked will be not used in this game. You're now going to select a player to set the scene with a short narration, and then play begins from the player to the left. So again, to play this game, so this is going to be a role-playing style game. You're going to need to basically set up the premise of your game. Then you're going to have one person set up the starting scene of the game, and then the game can begin in earnest. On your turn, you will take exactly one action from your available CPU cards. Each card has words on it, so if you see each of these here, so I can take one of these actions. I can fold, screw, examine, or deliver, and I'll just turn it to the side that I want it to be, and then talk about that action. All right, so then you're going to describe your action, and when you describe your action, you're going to describe the outcome that you hope we will achieve. And the player to your left will decide if your proposed action is reasonable. That means they will find logical link between the action available on your card and the action you intend to take. If the action is denied, you must choose a different action or a different resolution. Then the player on your right will review it again. If your action is approved, rotate the card 90 degrees so the new action is available, and roll the die to see if it succeeds. Your odds of success are based on which of the CPU actions is coming from. They are evaluated from left to right. So, your first CPU succeeds on so this is going to be the first one I put down. It succeeds from a roll of 2+. Your second CPU, if I put this one down here, is going to resolve on a roll of 3+, and your third CPU action is going to resolve or succeed on a roll of 4+. If a if the action is successful, if your die roll was successful, you plan works. The player to your right narrates the success, and you should add some details for further consequences. If your action is successful, then your plan works. The player to your right narrates the success and should detail some further consequences. A failed action. If your action fails, the player on your right will narrate exactly how you ended up failing, as well as details on some consequences that resulted from your failure. You then roll a 6-sided die to see if your failure result in damage. If you roll a 2 or lower, you take damage by losing a CPU of your choice, removing the CPU from the game. Your remaining CPUs left shift to the left. So let's say this one gets blown up, these shift to the left, and you get to continue going. If a player loses the last CPU, they are dead and out of the game. Play passes to the player to your left. End of the game. Player continues into either you've accomplished all your goals or everyone dies by losing their CPUs. Okay, to clarify something I was a little not clear on is when you get your 3 CPU cards, you're going to be placing them all here. And you're going to pick which one you're going to use. And you're going to pick the side that you want to do the action on. So if I pick this one, I'm going to do screw, so that will be here. That'll show my success. If I do this one here, assembly, it's going to be harder to get the success on it, and maybe a lot easier to get my player, depending on what time left or right, to accept my correlation with what the action I'm doing with what I'm trying to accomplish. So the whole goal of this game is you're basically going to be creating a story that has to do with your original premise and trying to complete whatever you guys agree to at the beginning of the game. So this game here is as hard or as difficult as you want it to be. It's going to be all based on the dialogue that you have between the other players and the story that you create. So in essence, this is going to be a role-playing game that is open-ended and meant to just generate a cool story. So let's go ahead, back up the table here, and I'll give you my final thoughts on Time Travel Entertainment, Inc. Okay, so I like Time Travel Inc. I like all these RPG style games. These are really fun. These are really great to take out and to different events and pull them out and be like, let's just play this and have a lot of fun. The game is all going to be centered around your ability to cohesively tell the story. And these cards are going to guide you along the way and help you do that. Unlike the other games where it's more about the dialogue that you do and interact with the friends, this is also about your dialogue and how you interact with friends. But there's a little bit of an element of luck to this game too, because in the end, your success or your failure is determined by the die roll, which gets into these robots are sent down there and they have no idea what they're doing. You're going to try your best. You might fail. And you'll have to adapt your story and go along with whether you failed or succeeded during your turn. So I really do appreciate that. And I think that adds a nice little wrinkle in there. And if you think like Roy story cubes where you're gonna play these down, you're gonna tell your story on here. This is like a more structured version of that, where you're going to select your action and do it. And you're gonna try to be as successful as possible and link them together because you're gonna try to do, it tries to push you to the ones on the farthest left because that'll be the most successful, but it may not fit very well. So you have to be incredibly creative. Where the ones farther down might be easier to link to where you were at, but they're going to be harder to actually accomplish. So there's a lot of really cool thinking in this game, and I really appreciate the guidance that it gives to generate that really cool story that you're going to be nurturing through the gameplay. So if you're looking for a really cool sort of RPG game that just super easy to bring out and super easy to get started and super easy to be completely different every time, because you can have unlimited amount of themes with this one. So if you're looking for that, I would highly recommend checking out Time Travel Entertainment Inc. And that's my thoughts on it. Thank you for watching.